hasn't talked. Jean, I guess, or
Innovator, and I am Jess.
innovator. Okay, okay.
Okay, thanks. That's a big question, Juan. Lots in it. Um, I think I've kind of been involved with certain communities and developing certain communities. It's very difficult in big communities to not have people who don't really care a lot about other people. They're only really doing what they need to do for themselves, which is it's an unfortunate fact of life, but it is kind of a fact of life. Now, for example, that can be that what that looks like in other communities is that people send you stuff and you don't know whether or not it's something to get involved in or not. And one of my bottom lines is I actually like to have an introduction to people first. I want to understand the trust levels I have with people. And if I've got some trust with people, so for example, people in Gravity that I've heard, I've listened to, I've spoken to, I've asked questions of, that's all about building up trust. And the more I trust people, the more I'm willing to follow suggestions that they make. So Juan, for example, is somebody that I trust, and we've done some work together. And I've actually earned some cryptocurrency as a result of some of the work I've done. That all builds trust. So I kind of, and I'm also working with a group of Africans where I'm saying to them, look, introductions are really important. If you introduce yourself to people, and one of the components is, what are you doing for other people? And if that's clear, you can verify that starts to build an early level of trust in people. I would say, so that's kind of, there are some individual things we can do personally for ourselves to make sure that whatever we've earned in our wallets hopefully stays in our wallets. I do think, unfortunately, there are still people out there who will find ways round that. People without scruples can often move a lot faster than people who do care and do have scruples. And I think that's just an unfortunate fact. But however, I think it's much better to have scruples, and I'd rather be with people who have scruples and working with people who have scruples. There was a really good book I read years ago by Dale Carnegie. One of his books is called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Basically, it's about saying, think about the risks in any situation that we happen to be in, and then work really, really hard to try and mitigate or minimize those risks. And that's something that we can do on a personal level. What I would say regarding the point Bianca brought up is that we have the opportunity with DAOs, because they're open door, we can go into the DAO and have a look at what's going on and try to understand the intrinsic value that's in that community based on the people who are active in that community. What's that intrinsic value? And I believe very strongly that there is a value in people, and that the speculative fluctuation that goes on in marketplaces can only go so far, because I think that if the community of people is still there, there is value intrinsically in that community. So those are the things that I think about your question, Juan. Thank you. Am I passing to you now? Oh, Morgan. Pastor Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan, we are answering the question that how do you feel and how does it affect you? All the volatility and all the attacks we have seen in these past days in the Web3 space, talking about Terra, about Honeyswap, about, well, Agave was some months ago, but still is that malicious side of the regeneration we want to build, but that it's also something that affects us all in different ways. So yeah, it's just to talk how that affects you.
Thank you for the invitation. I do kind of sit very, very, very on the edges of Web3. This is probably the only space I'm involved in right now. So thank you for bringing me awareness to those things that are going on. I think that I stayed on the edges um, because of that level of volatility and uncertainty. And so I'm kind of definitely washing from the fringes to be purposeful about being a part of community that it has, you know, humanity connection at the center. Because it's what's going to be able to keep the capacity to organize around humanity. So that's what I got for now. I don't know who else hasn't spoken yet.
Well, I can take it. For me, it's been very stressing, because actually how I got into crypto is because we made a family investment. My brother was crazy saying like, "Hey, let's buy this amazing token called ETH," and we made like a family investment. And since then, we have managed our portfolio as a family portfolio. And it's crazy because some months ago, we had the double of the portfolio that we have right now, and at that moment, we didn't wanted to pay some of the debts we had, and now we paid some of that debt, but spending almost the double that what we have what we could have spent at that time. So I think, and today I talked about this with Sam, and I think in this Web3 movement there's people who has had a lot of money and also has um, had from one moment a lot of money and then has lost everything and then had to start from scratch. And that for me it also affects me on the way that we are trying to build something that is um, stable, sustainable, something that is robust. But yeah, seeing that there are these many attacks also is like a counter to the work that we are doing. Like we are all here trying to build a better culture within this Web3 movement, but the, there is also like people bad intentioned in the Web3 movement, and that even though that we are trying to build this culture of forgiveness, of comprehension, we are also in a shark tank, and that we are trying to build something very from love, from peace. But it's not a playground where we are moving. There's also like really bad intentioned people who will not um go with procedures like the ones that we are promoting in Gravity, where one of the main things to have a mediation is to have goodwill from the parties. You cannot have a mediation with someone who doesn't have goodwill and who is intentionally trying to sabotage something. So yeah, it's for me it's super interesting because I always see and I am super positive and super bullish about what we're doing, and I see the impact that we're having. But at the same time, it's like yeah, when you try to build something and then the wind like a sand of castle, and then a wind comes, and then like what you were working on got messed up, but you have to rebuild it again. And yeah, like I would really like um, this Web3 space to become more reliable for other people, because we are already here and more or less we know, and more or less yeah, we want this to grow. But in order to be able to include more people in this, we need also to have more security, more stability. um, I think that even people who has like a lot of experience is always vulnerable to being hacked, to being scammed. I have been scammed. So I think like, okay, if I am experienced and I get scammed, how is how can we ensure safety for the people who is not so tech savvy and is entering into these spaces? And how can we build like a real awareness on 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 the smart contract side of people to use the tools ethically, but also on the communication side to be able to identify and to socially protect people from dangerous projects? Because um, I think that the idea of all this technology is for us to be able to distribute better. And if there is so much um, interest on people rug pulling and people hacking, that's always going to be and slow down the mass adaptation and massive usage of these technologies. Yeah, sorry for my rant, but it's something that we really don't talk about this in the TEC. And I am not focusing like on the ups and downs, but more on the emotional impact that it can make to you. And yeah, like we have to also be um, not so much tied with physical things, because one day you can have a lot and the other day you can have really few. So it's just to embrace life. When you have, you have. When you don't have, you don't have. Some things go good, some things go bad. So yeah, it's never a certainty. You always want things to go like up and up and up, and you say, "Yeah, I'm going good," and you have a lot, and then one day, yesterday you had a lot, and then one day you see yourself in a position where you can lose everything or a lot of what you have. So it's like I've been thinking of this Web3 space like a guillotine, like something that you have to handle with care. You miss a number on something and you send your funds to other people that you will never see them again. You click on a link of a page, thinking that it's the link of the page that you always use, and someone hijacked the page. Or maybe they created like a similar page with just a typing name, a typing in the URL, or other things like people impersonating us. There's been a lot of people like trying to scam the people in the community. And the other day I was surprised that there's like someone who is passing for grief. And like grief is someone who is such a loving person, such a good person, and even him is being like impersonated by other people and trying to scam people with their identity. It's crazy. But yeah, if we can just make a small impact on all that, I would be satisfied. If at least we can help the people who is going um, through those scenarios, um, or help in any way, that would be a lot. Yeah, and also on financial sustainability, like yeah, I think that the intention of Gravity is to be self-sustainable. And yesterday we made the distribution of April, and we still have some funds, but I see that we are not generating as much as maybe would be desired for the sustainability. So I also think it would be important to continue working on this organizational development side, and some of these calls on Wednesdays will be around that. and thinking like what is the right pricing for our services. I think that the price that we offered for Aragon is really low, and maybe for our future clients we can increase our pricings because we are offering a lot of value. But also, as Septi mentioned me, this working with Aragon is an amazing opportunity. So it's also like a door that can open us for other clients if we provide a good service. So with that, I also like continue inviting you to the calls we're having on Tuesdays on the Aragon Discord, and that it's very interesting to be shaping a project in a DAO, but also iterating that project in other DAO. It's an experience that I am learning a lot. Also, is a little bit stressful, but I think I am good under pressure. And yeah, with that, I think we can start with the topics of the agenda. I don't know, as Acid Laser, if you want to present the POAPs for the Graviton training, and Anna.
Sure. Can you help me sharing your screen because I am my phone.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so with Anna, we discussed about making some proposals for the next Graviton training POAPs. So she made one and I made one too. So maybe we can discuss which one do you like or which things you want to implement or use in the two or I don't know. But the idea is to share with you guys and have some feedback and vote for your favorite so we can work with all the POAPs so we can start making the events and that stuff. And I think Bianca is doing that, so it will be helpful for help.
I have
Great.
an idea. I think we can put them on Gravity text chat,
Okay.
and you, all of you, can I don't know, react with emojis, or I don't know.
Good suggestion.
Okay, I will be doing this.
Sorry, I missed the first part of this call.
Hey Durgadas, what's up? We are just going to enter into the topic of the call. Acid Laser and Anna are going to present a proposal for the POAPs. Maybe you can also take some minutes if you feel like um, to speak about the web page. How are you doing? Maybe how can we help you? What activities would you like to have, like a collective activity? All
Yeah,
that. It's something that we
yeah.
can.
So let's talk about that. So basically, I just need to, um, work with folks to. So 75% of the work is in just collecting the data so that I can implement things, on your behalf. So I basically just ask my people that I work with on web pages to work with me on this focus matrix, which I've already shared with. I think I posted the focus matrix last week during the
Yeah,
coordination
we
call.
saw it.
So I'd like to just have an actual recurring call to talk only about that, you know, um, so that we can get that done, and then I'll be able to. Also, we just need to, um, make some choices about what do we want it to look like, what theme works well, that sort of thing. So
Um, um, I know that there's a tool called Figma where multiple
yeah,
people.
but
Yeah.
that's I'm not designing something from scratch. It's I'm not doing development. What I'm doing is I'm taking the business need, putting it into pre-existing blocks. You know, so I'll pick a theme, and then with the help of everyone, and then we'll work on taking the content that we worked on sticky and into the blocks. It's not a creative episode as much as it is a business related one. Like, how do we put the the narrative of the group into the blocks? So
I also was thinking that maybe for the page it would be good to put our mission, vision, and values, but that's something that will be working on with the organizational development. So yeah, maybe we can like write a draft
yeah,
for the
well,
mission, vision, and values, or maybe making it like a collaborative thing, like
well,
everyone can make a proposal about the mission, vision, and values, and then we all vote to see which one is the one that represents us the best.
well. So from my perspective, the unique value proposition is the most important thing. Mission, vision, values is usually what do you want to say? Um, yeah, it's in service of the unique value proposition. So just like all of the other things that we'll be doing on the page will be. So yeah, so it's good. I would say it's probably more important to have the unique value proposition in a sentence. Our thing is, our company or our group is where, you know, audience X, finds content Z, right? So that's basically the fundamental sort of content for it. And I've got templates for all of this so that we can, put it all in place, and then hopefully then you guys can take the mission, vision, values thing and bring it over, from to serve the unique value proposition. So from my perspective, it's unique value proposition above everything else, mission, vision, value second, what you want to say to people and who you're saying it to. And then you map those two things together. And so those four things constitute the sort of high level of what I need to get the complete website done and to make good design decisions on behalf of the group, right? So, and then
I
I can
think
work with. Go
that's
ahead.
super cool. And also, I think that these calls on Wednesdays are something that we can dedicate some time to it, and you can
Mm.
lead and have some
Yep.
hackings if you feel like
Sure.
it. Also, in the chat, I shared Acid Laser's proposal for the POAPs, and I am also sharing a mirror board that Aloysius created that has like a
Mm.
lot of ideas from the about the Gravity website. So maybe we can
Mhm.
have like a hacking
Yeah.
session between all these and make like
Yeah. I'd like to combine
proposals.
all of that into. I have a form that I use for this. So I'd like to combine all of those things into that. So yeah. So if we're going to do it Wednesdays, but if we could have it more than once a week, probably at the beginning would be good until we sort some of that out. Because, like I say, 75% of the work on the website is just getting the right information in the right format so that we can then make it work. So and then it's like 25% of the time is actually making the site.
Okay, okay. Now we have the two propositions for the POAPs from Anna and from Acid Laser, and we can vote on with emojis, the ones that we like, and maybe we can make like a quick round of sharing ideas of what do we think about the designs, and um, yeah, I can start. I like the idea of having an image in each of the POAPs to differentiate them. I like the drawing from Anna, but I also don't want to spend so much work in a tailored image designed for each POAP, and I like the practically or the practicity of using emojis that are things that are faster. That's my thing. I don't know, Anna, if this is an image that you downloaded or you didn't spend much time making it. Okay, I just don't want you. Don't want to put anyone in the uncomfortable position of spending a lot of time in design. Okay, okay. Well, Anna is saying that it doesn't take too much for her. I also think it's really beautiful to make it like tailored, and you can see that it's something handmade. So it also gives like a very personal touch. Yeah, I pass it to Durgadas that he's laughing.
Oh yeah, I would say from the looking at the one for decolonization, unified thinking, I'd say a better icon for that would be like the left and right brain stuff, because almost everything that I'm dealing with is about that, right? So I don't know what the thinking on the peace sign was, but I would kind of prefer I even have a vector image I could give you about the head, the brain. So whatever you think there is fine. But that's my 2 cents.
I like the imagery on that, the left and the right brain. I like what you're thinking.
Yeah, thanks. Just let me know and I'll get you the vector for that, whoever's designing those.
Who other wants to say an idea about this, or what do you think about this?
Um, I like the background on the one that Juan shared. So I was thinking if we could take the image of Anna's and put in the other one and take and kind of combine both of them.
What do you think, Acid Laser, that you are one of the authors, and Anna, if you would like to share?
Well, I don't know if using an as a dragon in my POAP will be will it match the style, but if you want, it's okay. And also, if you want to change the emojis, well, it was just an example. Uh, Maybe each person who talks in their sessions can tell me which emoji you want in your POAP. So it's not a big deal. So, but what do you want? Yeah, I don't have problem with changing the design.
My only concern really is that yeah, I don't know how much time would it take Anna to design 10 to make these 10 designs. And for me, like, um I am super practical,
Yeah,
and that's why for me, like, the emojis is a super cool idea, but I also see the added value and the touch of the design. So I don't know if maybe we can make five with designs and five with emojis and somehow mix them. I don't know if it would look too different, the ones from the other, or that if we can make something that makes them alike.
I have another suggestion. Maybe we can get the little Dino one and have the last POAP like we did with the one from the third generation, and have like the last POAP for the training for just for the people that complete the training with 6 or more POAPs, and then we give this will be like the um
Like the generation POAP. Well,
yeah,
that could be also a good idea.
like the
Maybe
special POAP.
I, I also like that. Um, Maybe we can have like 2 or 3 POAPs that are special, like the first session and the last session, and the other ones being like a little bit more similar to each other during the other sessions. And also we would need to brainstorm some ideas. And I like what the suggestions that we're having, like we're having a dove. We are also having this Drago, so that's 2. We have the bee with the hands, that's 3. The rocket, that's 4. Um, so we have okay, the dove, the peace sign. We have 5: the dove, the peace sign, the rocket, the bee with the hands, and the Drago. We are missing 5. Let's yep, suggest some of emojis or images that we would like to see in the POAPs, and then Anna and Acid Laser can like get together to see how can we make the 10 and make the collection. Actually, maybe it would be 11 if we do what Bianca says, where we will give the 10 for the 10 sessions and 1 for the people who has 6 or more POAPs in their wallet.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. Durga says he has a subscription, so maybe let's make this list. Dove. Uh, I will make a list of emojis, and also please share some of the emojis that you like there in the page, so we can
Yeah, I'm just going to suggest that you guys go to elements.envato.com and look up the vectors that you want. Make sure they're specifically vectors and not images or other things. And then then maybe give Acid Laser and Anna the links, to those things so that they can correspond with me about downloading them. Then I can do them all at once.
Okay. So we have uh, let's make all these the ideas so that Anna and Acid Laser can continue working with this, and also Durga does. Um, oh, that looks really cool in Candensa. Those are some images that we could use. I also think a heart. We are trying to, yeah, make people feel more compassionate to themselves and to the other. Okay. Besides that, I think we had other topics in the agenda. Someone wants to raise something. Please unmute and say if you want to add something to the agenda.
There is a party to buy FTC tickets in 10 minutes actually, the buy starts. So yeah, anyone who wants to join STC, get your ticket.
That sounds cool. Thanks, Septi, for the invitation. Oh, the sun, Anna. That's amazing. I love that sun.
Sorry, Zepti, I couldn't understand you.
In 10 minutes, there is like a buy for the SCC wave. There is a party to buy the tickets. Yeah, if you want to join and try to get some tickets and join the Green Paris, I think that'd be fun.
Nice. Thanks.
Okay. The other thing is that as we will start the Graviton training in the 24th of May, I have a graphic for that. That's amazing. We will have
Sorry, I finally made something, so I wanted to share it.
no, that looks really cool and also expresses a philosophy. Um, Yeah, that I think that these next calls we will be talking like finishing the last things of the Graviton training. Maybe last week we can have like a second look of the POAPs when Anna and Acid Laser are more ready. And um, also we will be working on this website thing and on the organizational development proposal. It would be really cool to have like this unique value proposition, and then start working on our mission, vision, and values. I think that we are trying to become a sub DAO, and somehow we are still using all the documentation from the TEC. So if we really want to be a sub DAO, we need to build our own boundaries and say how do we differentiate as an organization from the TEC, and yeah, what are the values that makes us unique, and all that. It's the proposition that I have for these calls on Wednesdays, um, after this week, and once the Graviton training starts.
By the way, I've got a bunch of templates to make a lot of this vision, mission,